want to talk about a ongoing case. Right now it's a missing persons case, but it's not looking very good, unfortunately, and it's a real sad story. This is about 22-year-old college student Riley Strain. I'm going to tell you kind of what happened, how he went missing, and then again, this is ongoing, and there are new updates coming out at least once a day. So we're going to get into the latest as of today at the end of this video. But first, here's what happened. Riley Strain is a college student at the University of Missouri. Now, him and a large number of people from his college fraternity, I believe 200 people, all took a trip, big, huge trip to Tennessee for their spring formal. Okay, so they get down there. And by the way, Riley Strain, a little info about him. This guy is, again, 22, 6'6", very tall kid. And he's described as just being so gentle, kind, the sweetest guy you could meet. Okay, and him and a few of his buddies decide to hit the town. They go first to Miranda Lambert's bar in Nashville. After a little while there, they go to Garth Brooks's bar. Okay, now they spend a little time there and they decide they're going to leave there and go to Luke's bar, Luke Bryan. His bar is called Luke's 32 Bridge. So that's where they're heading next. But before they go there, Riley Strain FaceTimes his mother just to check in with her, say hi, let her know that he's fine. And then they go to Luke's 32 Bridge. Now, while they're there, at some point, Riley Strain is just very, very drunk, very intoxicated, possibly just making a bit of a scene, because for whatever reason, the security, the bouncer, eventually asks Riley Strain to leave and kicks him out. Right. So he kicks him out, and a few of his buddies are there with him. And apparently one of his buddies tried to leave with him, but the bouncers aren't letting any of them leave, his buddies, because they have open tabs at this bar. So 22-year-old Riley, who is unbelievably drunk, you can tell from some of this CCTV footage that I'll show you here, he can barely even stand. I mean, he is clearly out of his mind drunk. And the interesting thing about that is the records show that at this bar, Luke's bar, he was officially only served one alcoholic drink and two waters. That's what he purchased on his own while he was there. And he had just FaceTimed his mother after leaving the second bar before going to Luke's. And if, he FaceTimes her, and if he had just already been belligerent or one drink away from being there, I think his mother would have picked up on that and been concerned. But that's not what happened, and that's not the state that he was in, right? So he has one alcoholic drink there, and that's why there is a theory kind of going on that he may have been roofied while he was at this bar. Just because, how do you go from okay enough to FaceTime your mother as a 22-year-old and you're not in some drunken state that's alarming to your mother, to being what we just saw after one drink at Luke's bar? I mean, what kind of drink was that, right? But also, we got to keep in mind, he's got his buddies there, and as they said, they had open tabs. And we don't know if his buddies are buying rounds of drinks, rounds of beers, rounds of shots, and Riley's drinking some of those as well, even though it only shows he purchased himself one alcoholic drink. So that theory's kind of floating around out there. But anyways, so the bouncer asked him to leave alone at around 9:30 p.m. And so when his friends don't come out behind him, he calls his friends who are still in Luke's bar and tells them, hey, I'm just going to, head back to the hotel. I'm going to walk to the hotel because the hotel him and his buddies are staying at, it shows it's a 10-minute walk from Luke's bar to that hotel. So no problem, right? But it is a problem because this guy is not in any shape to be walking to this hotel by himself or without, a buddy helping him get there. Riley Strain never made it back to that hotel, and his friends get back to the hotel later that night. I'm assuming they were pretty hammered themselves because they say they didn't really notice that Riley wasn't even in the hotel until the following morning when they woke up. Probably woke up, sobered up, and realized, hey, what, did Riley never come back? What's going on here? Is he missing? That's when they officially, made the call, reported him missing, and all of this started to unfold. Now, once an investigation gets opened into this, they realize that Riley Strain, he had the Life 360 app, and it last pinged before going dead, I'm guessing, right near an area referred to as Tent. City, which is a homeless encampment. So things really starting to get fishy here with these two new big updates that we have. I even want to show you some comments I've seen from some Nashville locals who are talking just about the kind of homeless people there, the danger. These are homeless people who are very violent. They're often armed. We're not talking about old, frail, withered away homeless people all the time. I mean, there's a lot of very dangerous, very capable homeless people down there that they're aware of, and that these are, the areas that he was in, that his phone pinged in and all that. These are really, really dangerous areas, especially for a young kid who is in that state of drunkenness. So that being said, there's a woman who said she was volunteering after Riley Strain went missing. She was volunteering down there at this tent city, helping these homeless people. It's something she does. And she noticed, it stood out because most people there, they have very dirty clothes. They don't have clean, new looking clothes by any means. Okay. And she notices a guy who has this very clean, very new looking shirt. And I mean, let's be real. We're not talking about, some white tee. Some plain white tee that Riley Strain was wearing. This is a very distinct shirt Riley Strain's wearing. And so this woman who's volunteering says she saw a homeless man wearing the same shirt Riley had on. He was wearing Riley's shirt. And that's to be assumed. Because, I mean, what are the chances? I mean, how many people have this shirt? It's very distinct. It's like a color block pattern, dark on one side, light on the other, and so out of nowhere, this homeless guy shows up, has a nice, crisp, new, clean, good smelling shirt that looks exactly like this very distinct one Riley Strain was wearing in all this footage. Okay. So that's been reported. And so now the newest update, as of just a few hours ago, there are two women who amazingly, linked up over TikTok and decided, hey, they really care about this. They care about Riley. They care about his family. They wanted to do this just as much for Riley as for his mother, his family, and to show them, hey, we care, and we're going out here to look for any clues, anything, or Riley, to try to figure something out. And so they link up, these two women, and go out looking near the Cumberland River. They find Riley Strain's debit card with his name on it and everything. I mean, this is just a few hours ago. And if you look right in this area where they find this debit card, what does it look like there? That looks like a little homeless setup, a little homeless camp, And so now things are starting to look real fishy, like some real foul play was involved here. Because, I mean, obviously, I hate to be pessimistic, but it's been over a week. I mean, it's been, I believe, 10 days now since Riley Strain went missing. They have a humongous billboard with Riley's face on it in Nashville with missing person on it. I mean, it's been over a week. This is a young, capable kid when he sobers up. And so if he was still out there and had sobered up, I mean, surely, whether his cell phone's dead, I mean, surely he would have found a way to get in contact with someone. But he hasn't. We haven't heard a peep. We found his debit card, his shirt come up missing. It doesn't look good. And it looks like some foul play happened here. So those are the newest updates. I'm kind of looking towards the theory that there was probably a homeless person who saw that he was in this very vulnerable state from how much he had drank, and saw a victim, took advantage of him, got what he could, and something was done to Riley. Let me know what you think. But this is the story I will be following and bringing you the updates as we get them. And these are all the newest updates. Thanks for watching. See you next time.